Welcome back. Pastor versus realtor. In the runoff for City Council at Large Position 2, Reverend Willie Davis is battling Nick Hellyar, who, to be completely fair, logged plenty of public service before moving to the private sector. Why are you the right Houstonian for this job?
Yeah, well, I appreciate you having me this morning. And you know, I started in public service when I was a young kid in my 20s, and I worked down at City Hall as a constituent services manager for the District I office. And when people would call in with a water main break or a water bill they couldn't figure out, or a trash can that wasn't picked up, I understood that having a responsive council member can make the difference in everybody's everyday life, and you can make a huge difference. And so I want to step up and fight for my neighbors, ensure that our tax dollars are being used efficiently, ensure that city services are on time, our neighborhoods are safe, and we have the investment in infrastructure that we need. So I just want to go down to City Hall to fight for my neighbors.
Hey, look, I know you've studied the issues. What's the most compelling? What issue would you like to focus like missile lock on?
Yeah. I think it's public safety. Spending 16 months campaigning for this job, I hope that the citizens of Houston will end up voting for me, but the civic clubs, the super neighborhoods that I've gone to, knocking on doors, meeting voters, we can have as great a city as we want, but if we don't feel safe and if we're not safe, then what do we really have at all?
Pastor Willie Davis, why are you the best candidate for this job?
After 38 years of pastoring, I know budgets, I know how to set budgets. I brought in one of the largest conventions in 2004 into Houston, 10,000 church in here. I know how to build money and bring money. On top of that, I grew up in the neighborhood that I pastor. I know the community, and I was the guy who led out on crime. I'm the guy in 2019 when I had a chance to sit down with you and called you because I was bothered by it, and I ran on let's keep Houston safe. Everybody laughed at it at the time, but nobody's laughing now because I could see the vision. The Word of God says, where there is no vision, people perish. And I saw it coming because I spent 4 years in Chicago. So I know what to do about crime. I've seen it, I've worked in it, and I know how to solve it. Either we resolve the crime and it drives our city prosperity and communities upward, or we let crime go up and then we go down as a city. Because when you don't deal with crime, crime is connected to the growth, the economic, the community security. So we can't fix the budget and we can't fix the infrastructure if we don't deal with this crime.
You're in the real estate business, and that's really the quality of life business.
Yeah.
Are there quality of life issues that council can impact? And you know, there's a lot of people think this city is at an inflection point, either going one direction or the other.
Yeah, I think that's a great question. So housing affordability is a big issue facing the city of Houston, and what we can do at the city is lower government regulations that raise the price to building housing units, right? It's a simple supply and demand thing. The more supply there is, the lower the cost of housing will be, and every Houstonian should have lower rents and be able to afford housing. So at the city, I'd like to ensure that the regulations, there's less red tape for building new housing.
But unfortunately, when it came to my opponent, Nick Hellyar, he never showed up. He didn't come to one forum that we did in the black community and the Hispanic Latino community, even in the white community. He was a no-show. Why? Because I think that his arrogance in believing that the city of Houston wants him is totally unacceptable. You got to come where the people are.
I'm extremely proud to be endorsed by the Houston Police Officers Union in this race, and those are the men and women that have their lives on the line, and they looked at the competitors in this race and they decided that I was best for the job, and I'm very honored to have their support.